So we were looking at where we wanted to go with our brand, and our leadership team really wanted us to sort of, I think, go beyond what we were already doing. And so we work with People's Creative Group, that's our agency of record, and they asked for them to lead us through a brand process. And one of the first things they did was to create, they said really the brand is where the rubber hits the road, which is your frontline team, the folks who interact with your guests. We really need to hear what they think COSI is, what they want COSI to be. And then they basically created 3 different groups that they went through a series of brand questions to really see what sort of the heartbeat of the organization is from the perspective of these groups. And it was the marketing team, it was the leadership team, and it was a branding team. And the branding team really reflected people from really all the sort of frontline operational parts of our business. And what came out of it was that there were 3 pretty different perspectives on who and what COSI is and should be. And it was really interesting and somewhat painful because maybe some parts of the organization didn't agree that the other part should think that way. But the reality was that we all did think that way. And so part of the process was to find harmony in those voices and to find the core, and we were able to do that. It took about a year to do it, and it sometimes was sort of group therapy, but it really helped us get to the point where we really did agree on what's most important. And from that, the branding committee really helped us then look at things like the shirts that we wear and the logo treatment, things that would traditionally be just a purely marketing activity really became an organizational activity. And marketing was very engaged in the process, and once we sort of found the core, then marketing sort of took it back over as part of our role. But we weren't leading that sort of brand conversation, and to be honest, as the marketing director, that was a little hard. But at the same time, we appreciated that each group, and they met separately with each group so you could be really honest, we needed to get that all out. Had we not done that, I don't think we could have come into an agreeable core that is really strong. So it's sort of like what you were saying, Lourdes, where listening to your constituents, listening to your organization, I think you reflect the public, and then you get the public feedback to sort of, again, I think refine that, and you make it your own. So, there's sometimes that the public will tell you something and you're like, well, but that's not our heartbeat. So, you can think that, but that we're not necessarily going to respond to that. So I think you sort of meld those things.